Boston Trucker here. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy it.
That's all. Boston Trucker with you. What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
It's Memorial Day weekend.
Woohoo! Beantown, baby.
Beantown. We're in Beantown here with my. Let's cross the street here.
Yes, chef.
Watch the car.
Going on, four-wheeler.
So this guy right here, his name's Michael Jacobs. Chef Michael Jacobs. Chef Michael B. Jacobs.
Yes, sir.
If people Google you, what'll happen?
At Chef MBJ, they'll find quite a few things.
What are you on Instagram?
I'm at Chef MBJ.
Yeah. He's like a weatherman chef. So I've known this guy since I was like 16. He was 13 or 14. And we've been friends a long time. I'm not sure. We're not sure why.
Long time.
Long time. Too long, some would say. So we just had brunch. You know what brunch is? Like when I met him, I didn't know what brunch was until I met my wife. Really, seriously.
Correct.
Brunch is breakfast and lunch, right?
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was kind of some fancy schmancy food that I'm not used to.
I liked it.
We're here at Tate.
We're in Newton.
We're in Newton, Massachusetts right now.
Well, this place is good, man.
Yeah, it was
I highly
really good.
recommend it.
Tate. Chef recommends Tate.
Middle Eastern style.
My wife's in Toronto still. I got the kids with us. I told them to go take a hike. I'm gonna talk to my so let me tell you about. I'm going to tell you a quick story. The reason I have this guy in video. So let's go sit over here by this table.
Yes, chef.
So back in 1994, when I was a super trucker, look at this piano in the middle of the park.
Let's go sit.
Like a real piano.
Let's go sit. Let's play. Do you know how to play chopsticks? Do you know how to play chopsticks?
My chopsticks game is pretty good.
Let's play chopsticks.
No, not on the piano. I mean,
No,
using chopsticks.
I meant on the piano.
Do you think would they work?
I don't know.
Nah, I
We'll
bet
find
they
out.
can't
Probably
work.
not.
It's pretty funny though. Look
Oh
at that.
my God.
Can you play?
I can play chopsticks. I think it is.
That was really good.
I know.
You just stick to your day job. Well, that's pretty good.
That's the extent of my piano playing.
You should stay in the kitchen.
I know.
So, we'll get to the story in a minute. Since I have you here, tell people a little brief history of your life as a chef.
I've been in the kitchens for over 35 years, working. And I started out up here where I grew up with my grandmother inspired me after school cooking. And then my father and I used to do a lot of gourmet Chinese cooking. My father took classes with Joyce Chen in Boston here. And we started cooking. I was about 10 years old, 11 years old, helping him on some catering jobs. And it just stuck.
I didn't know
ever
that
since
about your
then.
grandmother. Was it your father's mother?
No, my mother's mother.
Oh, really?
My Nana, as we said, she would cook after school. So I'd walk home. Back in the day when you could walk to school and walk home from school.
Uphill both ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was cold out, you know, and all that. So I would walk home, and at 3 o'clock, Julia Child would be on. So at 2:30 or whatever time I got home, she would make me usually like an omelet or a Feinkuchen in Yiddish. It was a flat omelet.
Yep.
And she'd put it on a bun, and we'd sit and watch Julia Child for the next half hour.
Julia Child. Have you watched the series on HBO about Julia Child?
No,
It's
I haven't.
really good.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's new.
I
We
didn't
watched it
see
last
that.
year.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll
it's
watch
fantastic. It's the whole history of Julia Child. It's
I
really,
met her 3 times.
Great.
I cooked for her twice.
Yep.
I met Julia Child 3 times, cooked for her twice. I have in fact, a friend of mine from Lexington, Massachusetts, worked at the nursing home where her husband was.
Oh really?
And she got me a signed book one time from her.
Wow.
And
She's
that was
quite
a long time ago.
quite the woman.
Yeah, she was. Actually,
Yeah.
her story is fantastic, though.
Yeah, you'll enjoy. You'll go home.
We
watch that
saw her
show.
original kitchen in D.C. at the museum. You know how they cut it out and put it there? Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
So where are some of the places you've been a chef?
Predominantly in Miami. I opened up Tantra Restaurant and Lounge in 1997. I opened up Grass. I was a private chef and director of hospitality for a law firm in downtown Miami. I just finished doing almost 2 years with Royal Caribbean, designing Icon of the Seas. I did a lot of recipe testing and development for 9 of the new venues on the ship. Did consulting for all over, up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and in the South America, and Colombia, and in Venezuela.
What about you worked in Beverly Hills for a long
I
time?
lived in LA from 93 to 94. That was my first big job after I came back from the Middle East. I did my externship at the King David Hotel in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And then I graduated college at Johnson & Wales, and then I moved to LA.
Wow.
I'm in LA, and I was at Tattoo in Beverly Hills.
Yep. You've cooked for a few famous people in your life?
Oh, jeez.
Can drop some names.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I cook, from Charlton Heston, Milton Berle, all the way down the list to Ron Jeremy and everybody in between.
What about Sylvester Stallone?
Stallone was a big
You
player
went to
all
his
the time.
house?
In Miami I did, and when he was in Miami and I cooked at Tantra and catered, he was a big guy.
Weren't you the head chef of the Miami Heat for a while?
Yes, I was, from 2008 till 2013. I was the team chef for the Miami Heat championship back-to-back team.
That's pretty cool. And you've always been a pretty humble guy.
I
Pretty
like to
likable
think I
guy.
am. I'm
Yeah,
trying
some
to
people
be.
like you.
Some do, not a lot.
I don't.
That's why we're still friends.
So, back in '94, you're living in L.A., Beverly Hills.
In 1994, I'm living in LA, and I just finished my my year working for Tattoo. Desi Sontag was my chef mentor.
I remember him.
Desi was great, taught me so much, took me under his wing and showed me everything. And then I called my good friend Michael
Hold
Gaffin.
on. Let me set this up here.
Okay,
Hold on. So
you
first,
set it up.
So
You want me to
first
hold
of all,
the camera?
I'm wearing pink, just so you know. It's not a mistake.
He never wears
I
pink.
would never wear pink back when ever.
When we started.
I like flamingos.
It
You
looks
know what?
nice. It's a
I
good
like to wear
shirt.
lightweight shirts in the
I do
summertime.
too. Me
Yeah,
too.
you
I
know.
hear
So I'm trying to teach my son that, who was just buying clothes on his own.
No.
And he bought like a sweater with short sleeves. I'm like, dude, that is heavyweight material. What are you
Correct.
doing?
Right.
Yeah, but it looks nice. Yeah. At nighttime, maybe.
If
Anyways,
it's chilly,
so back in the
anyway.
90s, and I was running California every week.
you. With your vest?
I used to always wear a vest. Not a trucker vest, like a vest. They were in style
like a
back
Har-
then.
like a
I was trying to
Harley vest
cover up
too,
my
though.
fat, is what
You
it
and
was.
me both.
Yeah.
Right, I hear
You didn't wear vests.
Oh no, but I'm always trying to cover my fat.
So, I was running California every week, and I would come out and visit Mike every once in a while. And
Hey, where can I park my truck? I don't know, Mike. Where do you park it?
Let's move away. We're obviously trying to make a video, but this guy wants to be in it.
Okay.
So, so I said, so where did I park my truck? Do you remember?
I remember picking you up off of Beverly Boulevard.
Beverly Boulevard?
Beverly Boulevard.
Yeah.
I think you pulled into like
Yeah, I can't remember.
some shopping center.
I feel like
I
I used to park by Knott's Berry Farms, maybe.
Maybe.
Does that ring a bell?
Nosberry's in Miami though. No, that one.
I hope that guy's not playing real music and I get a copyright strike. Can you imagine? So Mike would pick me up. I parked my truck somewhere. Maybe it was at a customer.
Right. No, and the best part is you'd park the truck and you go, get out. And I go, what? You go, I'm driving. So I couldn't even
I don't
drive my
remember.
own car.
I don't remember that.
Because Michael never let anybody else drive. Always. So even in my own town where I'm living and working, he takes my car and drives me.
You had a Ford Probe.
Correct.
Well, who the hell has a Ford Probe?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen one since?
I have never seen one since. Correct.
So anyways, come on, let's go over here.
I think Ford's going to call you.
So, I mean, I drive a Ford. So,
Exactly.
so then if I had a day or two off, Mike would go to work and I would take his car. I would drive all over Beverly Hills.
Put on miles.
What's the main drag?
Wilshire Boulevard.
Not Wilshire, but the
Santa Monica Boulevard.
Santa Monica.
Boulevard, and then the PCH you would go up
Yeah,
and down.
I go up into the hills. And anyway, so one year, actually, so when the earthquake happened in Northridge,
1994, January.
I don't remember the month.
It was January because I was actually coming back for my birthday.
Northridge wasn't that far from where he lived, and I was in the earthquake, and I told the story before, and everything was destroyed. I was at Ralph's Grocery. The warehouse got destroyed inside, and I needed to hang low for a few days till I could deliver. So I'm trying to get a hold of Mike to hang out with him. He flew back to Boston that week, so I had to go all the way back to the truck stop. But anyways, I ended up picking up Mike one week. He wanted to ride across the country. He was coming home to Boston.
April
And he's
or
like, hey
May,
Mike, how about instead of flying, why don't I take a ride with you in the truck? So I was like, all right, sure, I'll pick you up. So I pick up Mike somewhere in the truck, right?
I think I put my car on transport, and you picked me up near the house.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember putting the car on transport and shipped it back.
So you got your stuff. I was driving my black double bunk Mac. It had the bunk beds, right?
Yeah,
so
I remember it being a Mac.
Pick you up, but I think we loaded out of Nestle's in Bakersfield, California, going to Brooklyn, New York, right?
No.
Do you remember that?
I remember, but I know we had to go back to Minnesota with something.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah, I'm getting there. So
Sorry.
we go to Brooklyn, New York, and from Brooklyn, I was going to take him to Boston from there. We ended up loading out of Fogelsville, PA, going to Michigan, up to Minnesota, and back to Boston.
And I was like, is this thing ever going to be over?
So what should have been a 4-day trip across the country ended up being about almost 2 weeks. So what do you remember about that trip?
My favorite part of the trip, or what do I remember?
Just tell everything you remember.
Oh, I remember all of it. So I remember being in Texas on Route 66, going to get some lunch, but they wouldn't let you in because you had a hat on.
No, tell the real deal. We were in Amarillo at the Petro, by the way.
Okay, we're in Amarillo, Texas. We're in Amarillo, Texas, at the gas station, at the truck stop.
Yeah.
And there's a strip bar not far from it.
Yeah.
And I said, let's go. Or Mike said, let's go. One of us said, let's go. So we decided to go. And Mike's wearing his hat and his vest, and we walk in, and the bouncer at the door goes, no hats. So Mike turns around and goes, no hats? And he's like, yeah, no hats. He goes, well, I ain't taking my hat off. And Mike had, at this time, he had a really big problem with taking his hat off and not having his hair perfect.
Right.
Which to this day he still does. But anyway, needless to say, he decided we weren't going to go in because he didn't want to take his hat off. So we missed, in Amarillo, Texas, the strip bar that I still to this day have never been to. But,
all right, hold on. He's got part of that story correct, part of it wrong. Here's the correction. We did go to that strip joint in Amarillo.
We did?
That story happened in Gary, Indiana. We were parked at the Petro in Lake Station, Indiana. We walked 2 miles in the blistering heat to go to a gentleman's. Well, we got there and it said gentleman's
I
club.
remember being pouring sweat off on the side of the road. We were walking.
Yeah,
I remember
so we
that.
got there and the bouncer said, oh, no hats.
Right.
It's a gentleman's club. I'm
Right.
like, what does that mean?
Yeah, because neither one of us are
So
gentlemen.
Mike was like, all right, Mike, take your hat off. I'm like, I'm not taking my hat off. And he got really mad at me. I'm like, Mike, I'm not taking my hat. I'm not going to be sitting and looking like a mess. And Mike's like,
cares?
He's like, who cares? I care.
Who cares?
And maybe I was going to meet my future wife there.
No, you weren't. On a pole?
So this is before
dancing on a pole.
Before Uber.
I don't care if they're dancing on a pole, and I'm not saying, but
so we walked
you
back
were never...
all the way to the truck stop. Mike walked ahead of me the whole way. He wouldn't walk next to me.
So mad. You know what it's like sitting in a truck 24 hours a day with the same person that you don't want to talk to? That's called marriage.
Another time, yeah. Those trucks get real small. Mike, how was it being in my truck with me for 2 weeks?
Claustrophobic.
Yeah?
I would say. I mean, listen, I consider myself a clean, neat guy, but you are a freak. Like
nobody else considers you a clean, neat guy, though.
What are you talking about?
Are you clean and neat now? You weren't back then.
I was always
Dude, your
clean.
apartment in Beverly Hills is not clean.
You're OCD.
In my truck, I am. Not in real life.
OCD.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I don't have a problem with it. It's
everything has its place.
Yes, it does.
And your stuff is not in my place.
That's like in the kitchen. Everything has its place.
Yeah, exactly.
Mise en place. Everything has its place.
So those trucks get real small, real fast. Even with 2 bunks in it.
And there's no computers. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no cell phones at this point. Remember that?
Yeah, it's true.
We only had TV to watch, and it barely came in on and with the flicker, with
the TV VCR,
and a VCR. That was it. We didn't have the shit we got today.
Yeah.
Now I don't mind. Then I don't have to talk. You put my headphones in
you got to see the country.
I did. Actually, I saw the country in a way I never thought I would, and to this day, I still appreciate it because we drive through the country, we use the highways and stuff, and I had never done it until I went with you, and I appreciate all of the states that we went through because every state's an individual.
Go ahead, name them. I bet you can.
Are you kidding me?
Can you name all the states across the country?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Stop
from California.
California. We went to
I want you to do it in order. Yep.
Arizona, New Mexico, Arizona,
Texas.
first.
Go ahead.
Arizona, New Mexico, Texas.
Yep.
Then we went through Louisiana
Oklahoma.
or Alabama?
Oklahoma's
Oklahoma,
next. Yeah.
Alabama,
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Then
Then we went where?
Tennessee.
That I don't remember.
Tennessee.
We went
Virginia,
through,
Pennsylvania.
We went west to east on Tennessee.
Yeah, all the way across Tennessee.
All right,
I-40,
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Then we went to where? Pennsylvania.
Sliver of West Virginia.
Sliver of West Virginia.
I'm sorry, Virginia.
Virginia.
All of Virginia. Up
And then?
81. Sliver of West Virginia.
Sliver of West Virginia.
Pennsylvania.
Then we went to
New
Pennsylvania.
Jersey. New York.
Then we turned around, went back
Back
to
up to
Minnesota,
Michigan.
Michigan, and
Then
went to
Minnesota.
Minnesota. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why the frig are we going to
Yeah.
Minnesota?
It was about a 10-day trip.
It was.
It was about
Right. And what happened in the end, Michael? What did I
okay.
say?
Here's the end of the video. So we've pretty much
This is the best part.
can't stand each other. Maybe
No,
we were getting along, but we're getting on each other's nerves.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm ready to kick his ass out of the truck.
I'm ready to kill him.
He's ready to kill me. We get back to Boston. His mommy picks him up
Yes, in the parking lot.
in Canton. It's
I
Cobb's
remember.
Corner.
Cobb's Corner.
Everyone
I
there
remember
where my
that.
mother.
Yep,
Your
yep.
mommy picks you up. I like saying mommy. It's kind of cute.
My mother picked me
His
up.
mother picks him up, who I love. And Mike looks at me and he goes, Mike, you know what?
Don't take it personally.
If I don't take this personally, but if I don't talk to you for like 6 months, don't take offense. And I go, yeah, same here, Mike. I won't take offense. You don't take offense either. But I think we were talking within a couple weeks.
Few
yeah,
weeks.
yeah,
We were there.
yeah.
That was fun.
I never should have called him again.
Well, something must have happened because you never asked me to ride cross country
That's
with you
true.
again.
That's true. I appreciate you sharing your story. What else
problem.
you got to say? How can people find you on social media?
Social media, you can find me at Chef MBJ. You can
On
find
Instagram?
on Instagram, and you can find me on my website at chefmbj.com.
All right. Awesome. Everybody look for Mike out there.
Thanks,
See
guys.
ya.